see her level damage. Surge. Oh, again.
Man, I'm on the edge of my seat right now. Like, oh wait, this could be a lot of damage right here. Oh, never mind. I take it back. It's another quick. Wow. Vortex kick. Vortex kick. Bart's
And
down.
killing that Bart.
Oh,
wow, that's game.
Alright everyone, welcome back to WBEL Season 2. So this is the last week for the Clairvoyant division, so we're approaching the playoffs next week. And as usual, I'm with GB79.
How you doing tonight?
Fine, better than you I think.
Yeah, a little bit tired today. Had a long day outside with the family, so I'm rallying though, and I'm excited to see how these matches pan out.
Absolutely. Alright, let's jump into the standings. A little reminder for the tiebreaker. If we have only two players that have the same amount of points, it's going to go for the head-to-head record. Although, if there's three or more players that have the same amount of points, then we're going for the kills. So the player that has the most kills is going to jump ahead. And finally, if everything's tied, it's going to be the ratio. So currently for the first place, we have a Crashmstr in the first place with 8 points. After that, we got MacRain with 8 points also. And then we got GB79, Meefle, both with 6 points. And then Jesus and Iceheart for the last playoff spot with 5 points. But we have Iroh really close right after Iceheart, so it's going to be really a big deciding weeks for all those players.
Yeah, there's really it's a lot closer than it looks for those middle spots there, including my own. So, depending on how things go this week with who wins, who loses. Still a lot to play for these final playoff spots, so we'll have to see what happens here.
Alright, let's check this out. Alright, so first match of the day, we got MacRain against Taiyo. So on MacRain's side, we got Young Oldie, Surges, and Valade. On Taiyo's side, we got Terra, Valentine, Celier, and Hope.
So Taiyo's going back to the same well here with Terra. It's the team that we've seen past couple weeks, I think, at this point. A lot of magic power on that side, so maybe if they can snipe out this Surges pretty early without getting slowed, maybe there is some potential there. On the other side, MacRain, he's locked and loaded into this Ice Water Pierce team. He's been using it also for the last couple of weeks, so we'll have to see what happens here, but I would definitely give the early edge here to MacRain. I think that team's been performing very well. The other thing is that Valade does have that ice resist buff that will stack the deck against Celier as well, so it's going to slow her down a little bit. Although Surges is incredibly weak to magic, so...
Yeah, unless he gets like a frog or something, it's going to be very difficult.
Terra does have that elemental advantage as well, but... I'm just afraid he's going to get a couple of slows off here when he dives in. There are very high faith units here. There's that ice vitalization, such a good and strong buff there.
Yeah.
But the typical strategy here from MacRain is Surges usually getting up ahead of the team, and then he dives in and provides that distraction, and then Eld usually just comes in and cleans it up. Taiyo has set up kind of pretty well here in the corner and has got kind of a turtle strategy going on, so we may actually see the Esper go off this week. I'm not sure if we've seen it all season, to be honest. That evocation gauge has got to be ready by now.
Yeah, but you got to be close to cast it though.
Very true.
Oh no.
And there's that slow, that leaping assault, such a good move.
Yeah, and I don't see Terra anymore in the city bar. Okay, she just came up.
All right, so we have Celier casting. I think Hope can probably hit from here as well, using the Addison Ray Vision Card ability.
Huh. That did a
Very
ton of that.
interesting.
Surges.
Yeah, so he's probably Valade with that amazing cast time. He actually one-ups Salir here. She's still casting there.
Yeah, so Taunting Blade doing a ton on everyone, especially Terra. That's surprising. So we got Meteor from Salir on Surges. Unfortunately, if it has landed earlier, he would have been dead. So next we got the All Day. Oh, and we won't see that Esper again. And Hope is at the brink of death, so we have a Salir going just before, cross discharge, so killing that Surges. At least he's going to get a kill, and then now we get Hope, so really thinking about it. Addison Ray again. Oh, it did nothing. Yeah,
he's still got the barrier up, so...
Okay, it's all damage barrier. Okay.
It is, yeah.
Right.
The full life there coming in from Valade.
Not
So
even a
tough.
single kill.
So tough. I can't believe that after a couple hits there from the two magic units, they weren't even able to cut into his barrier at all. So obviously the area resistance and kind of just general bulk magic resistance there from Eld is too tough to overcome for these older units.
Yeah, there's nothing really to say for this match, and unfortunately Taiyo haven't made his team to win the match. Let's say this, it's only to cast the Esper. Unfortunately, like always, it failed, and it was his last attempt, so I'm sorry, Taiyo.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think that maybe if the slow did not land on Terra, she might have been able to get it off there on her next turn.
Yeah.
I was very surprised at the level of damage by Surges and Ice unit onto Terra, who, by all means, is a very anti-physical unit, just as her nature. So that was pretty surprising to me, but, maybe Taiyo wasn't really leaning too much into that. Either way, though, we got to tip our cap over to MacRain, another strong win with this team, and just give it up to that Pierce and ice water synergy for his team.
All right, GG to both players, and congratulations to MacRain. All right, next match we got Meefle against your team GB. So on Meefle's side we got Ravius, Lightning, and Lorenzo. On your side we got Valet, Mount, and Owlet.
Yeah, so that I'm running back the same team that I ran last week. Then I've had it a couple of weeks now. I think we did see this team, or at least a similar team from Meefle last week. I think instead of Ravius, he had Aerith in there. But we have seen, definitely him put Ravius to good work here over the course of the season, and certainly Lightning has been a monster. On my side, I do have Mons, though, and he's a very, very strong physical tank. I was excited to see him bringing in these 3 physical units. We'll have to see how it worked out for me, though.
All right, let's check this out. So yeah, it was the same team that brutalized Taiyo last week, one-shotting his whole team.
Yeah, I mean, the follow-up damage is crazy for this unit. We're starting directly across from each other here. Should be some early action here, at least for Ravius, who's kind of in the middle there. Does have Lightning kind of offset there to the side. So Mon is going to have his Immortal Spirit. He's going to walk right in. And we do have the Time Mage set up there on Lorenzo, getting the early haste there onto Lightning. But she's fully ready to go there with her follow-up online.
Yeah, that was a really good starting position for Meefle.
I was expecting maybe to see the Lightning, because he's been using her quite often, so I did bring the Winter Rough TMR there, get some additional unit resistance.
Yep, it shows. So we got a Mount doing about 2k on Ravius and removing some AP, and now Owlet doing about 8k on that Ravius right after it. We got Lorenzo going forward, probably reapplying Ace on Lightning, so first Lightning damage, really not much on absolutely anybody. Doing about maybe 3k maximum on your Owlet. The Ace was applied to himself. Alright. Next Valet, above probably a healing. Oh no, Ice Vitalization. Protect back, it's going to be big for you. Next Owlet. I think that it's hitting the whole team, I'm not really sure. Let's see the level damage. So killing that Revius and almost killing that lightning in one go. Next we got Lorenzo, so jump in the air, and after that we got lightning. She really got to one-shot you. Okay, it was a lot of damage, but that jump really have to have a lot of damage in it. 3k from coming from Mount, killing your lightning. Next we got Valade. Is it instacast? Oh no, Akira right before the jump. I don't think it was enough though.
His cast time is so quick. It's basically instant.
Yeah, I don't think he had the damage though.
No, I don't think it would have been fairly close though. But I still had protect up and you know the strong unit in area resistance. And then Valade certainly was still there to be able to cast a full life as well. So even if he did manage to get the kill, I'm not sure it would have been enough to turn it back.
Yeah, obviously you knew what he was going to bring, and when you're fully prepped against your enemy, it is how it ends, usually.
I was hedging my bets a bit against, he does have Luartha as well. So that was one of the main reasons why I decided to bring Howlet this week, just to kind of cover my bases there. But you know, well played to Meefle. You can see that Lightning, you know, even when I was sort of, you know, trying to build against her, she was able to put out quite a bit of damage there, at least on that second hit, once the barrier was down. Well played to Meefle. I think that the key of the match, though, for me is going to be just the overall bulk I was able to do and kind of calling the shot there with the lightning and the follow-up damage.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'll give the key of the match to that Valade, clutch healing, and also the protect. I think that it saved your Howlet at some point. Otherwise, it's really the lack of damage coming from Meefle, unfortunately. Having only lightning as a DPS, like she was doing a ton, but the thing is that with Valade in the back, it's not enough. You got to have some chaining or maybe some 1-2 punch. Otherwise, with the instacast coming from Valade, it's not enough, usually.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lorenzo didn't quite get in there quick enough to really follow up, be able to capitalize on that. Yeah, those are the breaks sometimes.
Yeah, Lorenzo was there for the ace thing. All right, so GG to both players, and congratulations to you. All right, next match we got Crashmstr against Addol. So on Crash side we got Alwyn, Lucia, Velis, and Yeshtola is the A1 team, and on Addol side we got Kadia, Skaal, and Sevro, a team that he hasn't brought a ton this season.
Yeah, it's definitely been a minute since we've seen Skahal, but triple mages on both sides. We've got a lot of firepower here. Going to be interesting. I mean, you know, we've seen Crash put Halloween Lucia to great use this year, and she is known against physical damage, but with Velis backing her up, I think that she is definitely a force to be reckoned with. We'll have to see what transpires here for Addol versus Crash.
Yeah, this is going to be a very offensive fight for sure.
Yep. It's going to be quick, I think, once the action starts.
Yes.
But the level of area resistance there that this team is able to put up with the vision cards and they have access to is pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Skahal does have that limit burst upgrade that does reduce the area resistance, so that could be something to watch here as the fight goes on. I think one of the best things that Severo brings to the fight is that he's able to reduce the bravery with his enhanced Waterga, but that's obviously not going to do much against this team here.
Yeah, no. There's no physical damage here.
Right. He lands that spell onto Ishtola, though. I think that she's probably going to be going down very fast. So both teams putting on the buffs here. Looks like Skahal's ready. He's marching forward.
Nice shell.
Ishtola does get the shell there, though, so that is definitely going to help here against this team. Nobody's quite in range yet, but here comes Lucia. Big damage there on the Skahal.
Now everyone is aced. So we got the Yeshtola going forward, maybe applying another shell. So we got the LB coming from Skaal. It can apply Paralyze, so let's check that out. So killing the Addol in one go. Fortunately for Crash, the Paralyze hasn't landed. Alright, so we got Velis going forward, probably healing that allowing Lucia to full health. Yes, of course. So Severo going forward, so he's channeling something. Instacast, Flare, so destroying the physical buff. Alright, so about half of her HP with 5k. So we got the LB coming from Halloween Lucia, so it's going to give her a heal back. So about 5k. And the follow-up, enough to kill this Cal, but he had easy re-raise. Fortunately for him, next we got Karia, so he should be able to give him curative prayer. So about 12k of healing, that's massive. And now we got the classic Velis staying in the back and buffing himself to death. So Halloween Lucia going again. Let's see what she's doing. So sudden end, not enough, and killing this Cal again.
And the follow-up damage really doing a number on the innate courage there. Here comes the flare from Severo. It did pretty big damage last time. It does big damage once again. So now it's Velis versus the worlds here. Can Katia get a raise onto this Skull?
Well, no need when you have a Severo that does 12k damage. Not so much on that Velis this time, but it was expected. He's better at tanking magic damage. So Sub-Zero, one-shot kill on that Severo, but he had his courage. And now we have Karia. Oh, I think that she's going for a raise. So jamming Trust, he almost killed the Velis. So raise on, and it procced. the raise procced on that Skull. That's going to be very big. Alright, we have Velis healing himself to death. Next we got Skull. Maybe that... but Velis is going right after. So let's see the level of damage. So a flare. Not enough to kill the Velis, but he's simply going to heal himself again. And we got Kadia in the back ready to heal another time. So we got a cure. He's back to full health. Really not looking good for Crash right now. Alright, so Severo, 1 HP. So Jamin Trust, 5k damage. Curative Prayer coming from Kadia. Full health, Thunder, and finishing the fight. Crazy fight. Absolutely crazy fight.
Very crazy fight. I mean, Velis there, I would say it's a little bit of a drawback with that unit. He can get into that healing loop where he'll just sit there and heal over and over again if somebody's below that HP threshold. And that allowed Severo to kind of take advantage of that despite being at, one shot with the Courage proc himself. Where if Velis just threw out another damaging spell, maybe it would have been enough to kind of turn the tide there. Very well put together by Addol. We had the magic there to kind of counter against Crashmstr's team, and we haven't really seen much losses from Crash this season. It's only his second one, so very well played there by Addol. My key of the match there is going to be the late raise there from Katia, and kind of her overall support of the team. I think came in clutch there and very timely, I think, in what she was able to do.
Yeah, very big. I would have liked to see if Skull wasn't re-raised, like if Severo was able to finish the fight by himself, or at least going to terms, because he will do some damage to Velis. Velis will heal himself, and then they will enter into a loop. So yeah, we're seeing right now that he is at a 46 AP and 5 turns left, so maybe he would have run out of AP. I'm not sure, but it would have been nice. So yeah, I think that Addol was bound to win that fight. But yeah, crazy match, and the race was really big at the end.
Definitely.
Alright, so GG to both players, and congratulations to Addol.
That was surprising.
Absolutely. Alright, next match we got Iceheart against Reindell. On the Iceheart side, we got Chris, Miranda, and Elena. On Reindell's side, we got Cynthia, Machery, and Corwell. Unfortunately for him, Iceheart haven't brought her usual ice missile team again.
Well, she does have Krace over there, which has been a staple on her team pretty much the whole season. I can't recall a game where Krace wasn't involved, but she does have the light duo there with Miranda and Elena beside her. Miranda, a very strong unit actually against missile damage, with her reaction ability, and obviously Elena, we know, very, very difficult unit to hit. Reindell, though, does have Corwell, who is one of the most accurate units in the game. Machery does have Sharpshoot if you did use her Ranger sub, so I think that that they may be able to at least put up a competitive match there. Setia, gonna need to build some accuracy on her, I think, but hopefully we'll have to see what happens here, how it plays out.
Yeah, that could be really rough for Reindell.
The one thing is there's not a ton of mobility here for Iceheart's team, but she does get right into the haste there, which is a very surprising play. Usually you start off with the courage there. Wonder if
it makes sense because Reindell is really playing a lot of missile, and like we could see he's starting in the higher ground, so maybe she expected the higher ground, so she wanted to start there to approach them the fastest possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely seems to be trying to rush right in. Is she gonna do the courage here? She does it second. Okay. Still got a little bit of distance though here, and these units should have some jump to kind of get up on these walls. She's gonna Setia is gonna use the LB here. Is she able to land it?
Oh!
Oh my goodness.
So Setia had the accuracy and nearly able to one-shot that Elena, but a big chance for her. She had her courage. Does Miranda has healing in her kit?
She does have a white mage sub, and it looks like that is enabled. So we got
yes, this is it. So Elena is back to full health. Next we got Mashery. Is she in range? So no, Dragon Scale. So protect, reaction, block, and attack. Next we got Elena. Is she in range for her LB? No, she's going with Momentum again, not her usual evasive buff. So next we got Carwell going backward and using his equivalent for Sharpshoot. So nearly one-shotting that Elena again. Next we got Setia, and on finishing the job, it's going to be really tough for Iceheart for the rest of the match. Alright, so re-raise force coming from Miranda going forward. Next we got Setia again. So far she's been really destructive, so let's see the extent. So barrier break, nearly killing that Miranda. She has about 40% of our HP. So arm shot coming from Chris.
Oh, he gets the disable.
Landing the disable on Mashery. It's going to be really a game changer. Alright, next we got Orwell. So leg shot and missing the Miranda. So she was the evasive one. Alright, so Miranda going forward. Is she able to hit them? So double arc sword and killing both Carwell and Mashery. Wow.
Oh my god, what a turn of events here.
Absolutely. Reindell. Oh, Setia doing about half of the elf on Chris. I think that she already had some damage. Next Chris again, so no disable, nearly killing that Setia. She still has about 55% of the health, and instant blood and killing the Setia.
Oh my gosh. The Miranda absolutely saved that match there. With the good assist there from Krace, though, getting the initial disable onto Mashery, that allowed the breathing room there for Miranda to go in and absolutely demolish. I was very surprised to see that damage onto Mashery, because she's kind of known for her slash damage resistance, but I guess the penetrations were there for Miranda to cut right through it and get the one shot. I was very surprised also to see Corwill miss the shot on Miranda, who by all means is not an evasive unit. You know, you could have the cards in there and maybe the equipment, but that was very surprising to see after he had just hit Elena there shortly before that.
Yeah, that Miranda was the absolute MVP of this game. The healing at the beginning on Elena, the one shot on both, the miss that was absolutely crucial, because we can hear that she still only has 4k remaining, so maybe Corwell would have been able to finish the job, although Miranda has high missile resistance in her kit, so we're not sure about that. Otherwise, the Setia, she had the accuracy, she had the damage. We really thought that he had it in the bag, but maybe the disable was the game changer in the end.
I think so, because I think that Mashery would have got a turn potentially there. I didn't actually look at it before she went down to Miranda, but it certainly didn't help things.
Yeah, and she simply went forward and did nothing.
Yeah, and it's kind of disappointing because Setia was putting on an absolute show to that point, which completely blew me away, because we haven't seen a ton of great things from her so far this season, and I've always enjoyed her as a unit, and at least we did get to see that. So that was props to Reindell for his play of Setia there. at the end of the day, this very kind of, it's not the team that you would think of necessarily with these 3 units from Iceheart, but it worked beautifully there. And so, yeah, I think key of the match for me, I think I'm going to have to agree with you there on Krace and that disable.
All right, GG to both players and congratulations to Iceheart. Alright, last match of the day, we got Iroh with his playoffs in the line right here against JesusLBL. On Iroh's side, we got Rain, Elena, and Golbez. On Jesus' side, we got Meriluk, Alaya, and Ramada.
I think both of these players have their potential playoffs on the line, because if Aloha wins and Jesus lose here, he has the potential to fall out even, depending on what happens with the tiebreakers. But Aloha said, I've got to go with my Rain and Devout comp here. This is my Hail Mary play here to get in the playoffs. We'll have to see how it pans out for him. On the other side, of course, Jesus is bringing his Alaya, kind of his strike team here with Ramada in tow. That's really not what you want to see when you have Rain here as your tank, because he has an immense weakness to strike damage of 30%. So I have a feeling we're going to see some damage cap numbers here on Rain.
Yeah, before the fight I was saying to GB that I think that Iroh completely missed the mark on this prediction. He probably predicted the Jaden.
On the other side of the coin though, the strike team is really not going to be all that strong against magic damage. So maybe, if the turn orders align here, maybe Golbez and Helena are able to chain up onto these strike units. Helena's limit burst upgrade is actually quite nice as well. It's kind of like a miniature version of her light character's LB with the area resist shred and a little heal back that it does.
Although nice it's only for this cast, it's not sticking.
Correct. But it does give it a double imperil though, because it already has the dark imperil, so it does have the potential to do quite a bit of damage.
Yeah.
Golbez is perhaps one of the most disappointing characters ever released in War of the Visions. So I would really like to see him do something here.
Does Rain have bow tie? He only advance of 2.
Looks like he might. Oh, did the LB just get baited here on just a Meriluk?
Yeah, unfortunately. It's a lot of damage, but on Meriluk. So Meriluk going really backward and healing herself right after. Oh, that's really a wasted LB, unfortunately. And I really don't like to see Rain in the middle. I really don't know why he was there, like in the middle of the pack with bow tie. I don't understand. Alright, so we got Alaya's LB probably doing a lot of damage. Does it miss the Elena? I think she missed the Elena.
For some reason, she was only able... I thought that was an area of effect attack, but it looks like maybe just a single target there.
Alright, so the Golbez is down. Alaya did a ton of damage on him, and all the Elena doing a ton of damage on both Ramada and Meriluk, but unfortunately the Alaya is unscattered, so we have our big select and now flaming impact and no slow coming from Rain. Elena's nearly dead and Meriluk will probably be in range to finish her. No! So okay, we have a healer Meriluk, so she doesn't seem to have any offensive move on. Elena going again. I don't know how she could handle that fight, honestly, and still not able to kill that Meriluk. And we got Ramada, so alpha HP, and she got a ton of AP, doing 5k on that Rain and removing all this buff. So next we got Alaya to finish the fight, unfortunately. Stagging back, and boom.
Not quite a damage cap there on Rain, but it was pretty darn close, so 11.9k. Yeah, that's the thing about Alaya. She just doesn't care if you have a tank. She's going to hit everybody anyway. So Helena actually was quite impressive, I'd say, in that match. It's unfortunate that the LB just got baited onto the 1 unit. If she had managed to hit a couple of units there, that maybe potentially, she could have at least gotten a kill or 2 onto those those units, but just not any follow-up damage. Golbez went down too quickly. So the key of the match, I think, has to go to, I think, the strike damage of Alaya and just the, the Stag's impact, being able to hit everybody there and take them down so fast.
Yeah, the team is really well built. That's really interesting what he did with his Marilu, not going forward, only turning around just in case somebody need a heal. She was taking some damage, going back, healing again. It was really, really interesting to see, and it leave all the room to Alaya to just like spam tagging back and killing everyone. Otherwise, it's really it's sad for Iroh because he has won his first 4 matches. He was at the top of the Clairvoyant division, and he has lost, unfortunately, his last 5 matches. He only needed 1 win today, and unfortunately he didn't king.
That's a pretty that's a pretty tough fall from grace there. He started off like gangbusters. He even beat me there as well. Perhaps maybe if he had brought his Bradley today, of all the days, maybe this may have been the right day to do it. I think that team maybe could have taken this one down. But Mariluke, I think that was another great X factor here for Jesus, as you mentioned. She has just such limited range that's sometimes you don't even need to turn the attacks off her, and this she'll kind of just spam that shock per ability anyway. But yeah, she's a very strong combo there with Alaya for sure.
I guess that on Iroh's side, he thought that the Bradley factor would be too intimidating for the Alaya, so maybe he said that, alright, I think that Ice Jaden is the biggest threat on his side, so he probably lean on that. But yeah, that was a really nice read coming from Jesus, and unfortunately for Iroh, he's doing reverse Ram 9.
Yeah, it's a tough way to end it for sure.
Alright, so GG to all players, and congratulations to Jesus. Alright, so this was it for the Clairvoyant division. In first place, we got MacRain with 9 points and with a 8-1 record, so congratulations for MacRain for earning the first spot. After this, we got a Crashmstr that also going to have a bye for the first one, so the first and second position will have a bye, so they won't face anyone next week. After this, we got JB79 with 7 points that's going to be facing Iceheart, and congratulations to Iceheart for making the playoffs also with 6 points. So you're going to meet Iceheart next week, GB. After that, we got Jesus against Meefle. They're going to clash next week on a best of 3, of course. And unfortunately for Iroh, like we said, he needed that win. He wasn't able to, and is missing the playoffs by a very, very thin margin.
Yeah, like we said, tough way to end it, but congrats to everybody else that has clinched their playoff spots, and especially congrats to MacRain for winning the division here, and Crash, putting up, a close battle there right to the last week. They were both competing for that top spot, but they both have earned themselves a bye week here to start off the playoffs, so they get to kind of twiddle their thumbs a little bit and think about their strategy while the rest of us duke it out.
Yes, I must thank all the players that have participated this season. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to those who reach the playoff, and thank you for those who are going into vacation early. It was really nice to have you in this tournament. Thank you for submitting footages. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and I really hope that we're going to see you in the next video.